Sara, what is your favorite hot sauce?
I don't know if it's my favorite hot sauce, if it is just that food becomes a vessel sometimes for this condiment to reach my mouth. So sriracha, like no family meal is complete without sriracha. I'll put it on anything, breakfast, lunch, dinner. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Do you have any dishes that have sriracha in it at your restaurant, Freight House?
We have a cocktail where we like dehydrate sriracha and then mix it like the powder into salt and lime zest. But it's like a Sarah's dirty deed. But I love sriracha. I love it.
Yeah, I had it on my eggs this morning. So I love sriracha as well. My favorite hot sauce is from Portland, Oregon. It is called the Secret Aardvark, the habanero salsa from Secret Aardvark. Secret Aardvark is my buddy Trey Edwards and I. We love the Secret Aardvark. It's from the Heatonist in Brooklyn. Shout out to Heatonist. We'll talk more about Heatonist in this episode because Noah shows up. And yeah, it's called the Secret Aardvark. It's very Portlandy and it's delicious. You need to go get one. So we'll try it out when you get here.
All right.
This is Pack Your Knives. I am Tom Haberstroh.
And I am Sara Bradley.
Sara, we've got a first here on Top Chef this episode. We have Rhoda just blowing the doors off of people in both of these episodes. This is the first time, I believe, we have ever had an individual win 2 individual challenges to open the season. Rhoda is kicking ass and taking names. Sara, that is one of your first draft picks. Just take a victory lap here, if you will.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, it's crazy because we've seen a lot of times, like we can go back and see the stats of like, if they won the first Quickfire, if they won the first elimination challenge, like how do they fare? But we've never seen like, so far she's yet to be in the bottom. She's either just been in the middle or winning. So it's huge. She's coming in hot. Like she's ready. She's coming in hot, butt pucker hot.
Puckerbutt hot. Yeah.
Puckerbutt.
You know what? We didn't do this in the first episode in the recap last week, Sara, but we predicted challenges heading into the season, and you predicted that there was going to be a Reaper challenge involving the Hornet's Nest, the Charlotte Hornets, and combining those two things because the venom and the sting of the Hornet. And I came in and I said, wait a minute, I think they're going to do Reapers, but they're going to bring in Smokin Ed Currie, and they're going to do a whole episode about this. What I didn't call is that they would make like a Hot Ones style progressive challenge, like Hot Ones, the YouTube show with Sean Evans, which is one of my favorite YouTube shows on planet Earth. And I watch it pretty much every week. Sean Evans is the host of Hot Ones, and the show is you interview celebrities while eating increasingly hot chicken wings. And so Top Chef says, hey, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a 7-course meal with increasingly hot spice levels. And I thought it was brilliant. They brought in Ed Currie and they brought in Noah Chambers, from the owner of Heatonist over there in Brooklyn. Have you ever been to Heatonist in Brooklyn, which is like the mecca of hot sauces?
I have not been in. I walked by the last time I was there. I thought for sure it'll be open. And it wasn't. It was like 11 o'clock on a Monday. I thought for sure it wasn't open. So I just strolled by. But I also love that they brought in Mei Lin, because Mei like loves some spicy food. Like she does a lot with chili. So I think that she's like the perfect person to kind of be that like very fine dining, but also like wholesome fried chicken sandwich, like everything, like how does it pair up? So I think that Mei is like the perfect judge for this as well.
I just gotta say, this was an awesome episode. Like the cooking was incredible. The incorporation of the heat brought in some like really entertaining taste testing, where you got to see the thing that, you know, Hot Ones is famous for is just watching people squirm and really go through it, right? And I'm sorry to say, I think it's really fun to watch people eat hot peppers, which is why we, as my family, when my mom got diagnosed with ALS, we were like, let's do the ice bucket challenge, except let's do it hot, and let's eat increasingly hot chicken wings-esque Hot One style. Just eat a hot pepper, nominate 3 people, tape yourself eating it, and then hopefully it goes viral and we raise some money for ALS research. And sure enough, it caught on. And of course, this is an episode speaking to my heart. I loved this, Sara, especially with Mei Lin there, as a former Top Chef winner and coming in. And I love her personality. She knows the culinary space as well as anybody. And look, this is a great episode to be guest spotting in, but I got to ask you, Sarah, if you were called in for Carolina Reaper duty or being on the episode with the Carolina Reapers, what would your response be?
Of course I'll be there. I mean, I love to eat spicy food. I absolutely hate touching chilies. Like, I hate it. And for me, it's like, if I have to cut a jalapeno, I'm like gloving up. I'm like washing my cutting board. I like don't want it anywhere on my skin. I love to eat them. I just hate touching them. I don't know what it is. I think it's like it gets in my skin. I have sensitive skin, and then it's in my eyes, and then it's in my ears. And then the next thing I know, my whole body is on fire. But I love spicy food. I just don't want to touch them.
Okay. So you agree with me that you like this episode? I'm trying to get the vibes here.
Oh, I love this episode. I think it was really, really smart. And it made you like play the game as a team, right? Like they tasted we can get into it, but them like watching them taste each other's food and then having to like adjust because of who's in front of them and who's behind them. I thought it was great. I loved this episode.
Right. I like sometimes it's kind of love-hate with group challenges. And this one, I thought the group aspect actually elevated the challenge. Like the fact that they had to coordinate and basically grade their own spice levels and then coordinate who's going to be first, who's going to be in the last spot. I'm devastated because I got to see my second pick go home in this episode, Jossie. That's brutal.
Jossie was third for me, but you got him before that. So we both had him like super high at the top of our list.
This is not boding well for me because there's no last chance kitchen. Of the two challenges for him to get voted out, he got in the last one that he's never going to have a chance to get back into the competition. So I'm done. My second pick is out, period.
This I think speaks to like one of the other chef testants mentioned it, but like, why in the world is Jossie picking the hottest dish? He hates heat. He doesn't want to taste it. There's no way that he is going to be subjective in the heat level. And there's no way that he's going to make it a number 7 because it's going to be like inedible for him. So I just think that was a bad move on the whole team's part. I think they should have said no.
Yeah.
You don't get it.
That's what we call in the business a tease. Thank you, Sarah. We'll talk more about that elimination challenge with Ed Currie and Noah and Mei Lin in a greenhouse. They're really turning up the heat, quite literally, for these poor contestants this season. Let's start at the top. Okay, so they open with Nana, who comes in and kind of relives the whole experience in the last episode where she survives. Day gets sent home, and this is where I mentioned. Be sure, everyone, go to packyourknives.com and find topchef.com. Kendra and Carly are doing an awesome job collecting all of your votes for the power rankings where you can sign up for fantasy leagues. And Day Joseph also was in the bottom of those power rankings ahead of the premiere episode. So you got to listen to Carly and Kendra break it all down on the pod that we do every week now. They're doing a pod, and we're going to have some coverage at packyourknives.com. They posted the breakdown on our Instagram, which you can follow at Pack Your Knives on Instagram, a graphic there. I think Chef Lawrence, Louis, and Oscar Diaz are in the mentions, like, jawing back and forth about this is awesome, but I also have no idea what these power rankings mean, which is great. So Sarah, we both kind of felt like Day was going to go to Mei's. Mei's got Day on the last pick there. So apologies to Mei's. You don't have anyone left, but I also am pretty close to not having anyone left after the first episode or 2 episodes because Jossie is going home and Nana did not avail herself quite well in this one either. Although the quickfire was okay. So again, go to packyourknives.com and participate in our power rankings where you can vote 1 through 15, 1 through 14, how you're going to see every episode and try to predict the winner. And the winner of the season-long fantasy, the power rankings is going to have a meal at Freight House on Sarah. So that's going to be special.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Nana, the first cook, it didn't go well for her. going to back up here. Nana did go in the top 3 for her Quickfire, which is essentially combine the flavor of a Talenti gelato ice cream. Is gelato ice cream, or is it not technically ice cream? I don't know.
It's not, right?
Okay.
I don't think so. I think one has like way more eggs and is held at a different temperature.
So Talenti, are you a Talenti fan? Do you have a flavor on this challenge that you're like, oh, I would crush a caramel cookie crunch or something like that?
So I don't like ice cream, you guys. It's too cold on my teeth. I don't like ice cream. I don't like really, 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 really cold stuff. I loved the pairing because I think it's like classic. You're like, oh, here, these people give you the ice cream, when you're like eating the chili peppers. So like I saw where it was leading up to. I'm like, skip the ice cream. I skip the ice cream. Yeah.
It's a temperature thing.
It's a temperature thing. I can eat like a spoonful of boiling soup, like right out of the pot. Ice cream, it makes my teeth just, I can't do it.
No.
I can't do it. Yeah,
and that's always been the case. Even when you're a kid, you're like going out to the local ice cream parlor, and the kids are like having their Dairy Queen or whatever, and you're saying, "I'm out."
I don't mind like if I'm gonna like lick a cone, but the thought, like when I see people bite into like an ice cream bar with their front teeth, it like pains me inside. Like it hurts my soul. It hurts my teeth. I can't do it. But
so you would like this challenge?
I would let the ice cream melt a little bit, and then I'd go in for it. But like straight out of the fridge, it's too much. Can't do it. Freezer, straight out of the freezer. Can't do it.
Okay. With that said, any flavors on here? We had the mango, the caramel cookie crunch, the Pacific Coast pistachio, Southern butter pecan, coffee chocolate chip, Mediterranean mint, and the Madagascar vanilla bean. Just real quick, I kind of feel like we're going a little over the top with these names here, because it can't just be vanilla bean. It has to be Madagascar vanilla bean. It can't just be butter pecan. It has to be Southern butter pecan. Like instead of just saying vanilla, they got to call it like classic vanilla. It drives me nuts. The marketing of flavors and ice cream. It can't just be chocolate. It has to be like classic chocolate. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it needs to feel bespoke, right? Like it needs to feel like you need to know. It brings me back to Portland, right? Like it's like a Portlandia ice cream. Like where does the chicken come from? And then they like go visit the chicken farm. You need to know where your vanilla has been sourced from, or like where your pecans, are they really even Southern pecans? Who knows? But yeah, I feel like yeah, man, just call it butter pecan. And is there even butter in butter pecan? I bet it's just butter flavor.
Yeah. We we won't go there. We don't have to pull off the lid or look at the ingredients on the Talenti. I love Talenti. It's great. I do like the chocolate chip mint chocolate chip flavor. I know some people are out on mint chocolate chip anything because it reminds them of brushing their teeth. And so I understand that, but I love it's peanut butter or it's mint chocolate chip. And thank you for your tip on Instagram about just like mixing the peanut butters.
That's what I would go with vanilla, and then I'd start with a big scoop of peanut butter. And that peanut butter would like I would have to wait for the ice cream to melt so I could like really get a peanut butter ice cream ratio. So yeah, I would go straight vanilla.
Yeah. All right. So $10,000 goes to the winner of the Quickfire here. You have to make a savory dish, create a main course that is inspired by your ice cream pint, your gelato pint. And one little fun twist here is that Jennifer and Justin decide to choose the same flavor. Oh, isn't that cute? So they have the Mediterranean mint, and they both do a fennel salad, basically. Very similar dish. I guess they not only had the Talenti flavor, but then they had this pantry that was inspired by a region. And so for them, they were kind of choosing from the same pantry as well. So I guess it isn't too surprising that they had similar dishes.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's only so many ways to go when you get like Mediterranean mint, and, you have to, they give you all like fennel, and, there's only so many things you can do. Like you can't whip out like, I don't know, you can't whip out like some Southeast Asian dish because that has nothing to do with. So there were some constraints that I think pushed people into certain aspects. Yeah, I think it's cute. I don't actually love that they're always like pitting Jonathan or like Justin and Jennifer, and they're always like pitting the twins against each other. Like, I'm sure that they've spent their whole entire careers doing that. And like, I don't love that Top Chef is playing into it. I'm sure at some point I will, but right now, like, I don't love it.
All right. So you're saying it's overdone?
Yeah. Just let them be their own people. Right. Like, it's cute that they both picked mint chocolate chip, and I can totally see them like sitting on their couch after a long service, like eating Talindia, however you say it, mint chocolate chip ice cream. Like, I can see that. But, yeah, I mean, like, I just want to see them. I want to see them separately, I guess. I want to make my own decision on them as separate chefs.
Yes, I hear that. And we did get a little bit in the first episode where Jennifer was like, I just want to prove, I don't want to team up with Justin because I want to prove that I'm my own person, which shout out to her, Jennifer. We got, so from the top, we got Jossie and Nana with the Alfonso mango and with the Indian prep, the Malai paneer tikka with cucumber salad and spice mix. Then Nana does the curried cauliflower steak, which places her in the top 3, along with Oscar and Lawrence. So shout out to Nana on a good rebound from the first episode, comes in and gets in the top 3. Her spice really worked on this one. I was surprised when this was coming out. That was the second dish that they showed, a curried cauliflower steak. I was like, oh, I don't know if that's going to be able to hit the top 3, but sure enough, there she is at the end.
Mm-hmm. There was one dish that I wanted to eat of all of them, but it wasn't either of theirs.
Let me take a guess. Is it Lawrence? Your guy Lawrence's?
I wanted Oscar's with that like ooey gooey melty cheese. That was like, that just screamed like pure stoner food. Just like, give me that food. That's what I wanted.
I didn't understand the crispy provolone part. Did you, or the provolone skin? Like, how did he prepare that?
I think he had it on the griddle or the flat top. He like melted it. And then, like if you make a grilled cheese sandwich and it like all oozes out the edge and you get like that, almost like that Frico style. I think that's what he did it with. I think it was like gooey in some parts and crispy in others, but it was a man after my heart. It was a man after my heart.
Yeah, that's my guy, Oscar. He got a point there under our scoring system, and Lawrence gets the +3 for his Pacific Coast pistachio twist with the lamb borek with apricot jam, pickled tomatillos, and pistachios. Lawrence continues to bring it. I told you last week, Sarah, that I feel like he's going to win this whole thing. After watching you take him, I had immediate dread as soon as I didn't pick him number 1 overall. I had Anthony, who was paired up against Lawrence in this one, and it wasn't quite a one person goes on to the winner's circle and the other one, the loser goes into the elimination or the bottom. It didn't really work out that way. He did the crispy artichoke papillon with candied apricot and pistachio. My dad loves pistachio ice cream, like loves it. Like he would used to get it. I think he used to get at McDonald's. Maybe McDonald's even had a pistachio flavor. It was like chocolate vanilla back in the day, and he would get the green one, and he would just inhale it. Like we would get it in the car. We would have our little Big Macs or double quarter pounders with cheese, and he would just inhale the pistachio ice cream. So whenever I see pistachio, I instantly think of my father. Of course, he's Greek. So there's a Mediterranean lamb spin on this, and I was really happy to see that. Anything on Lawrence and Anthony's dish here that you wanted to know?
I don't know. I just think that Lawrence is showing just how broad I think he is showing that across the board, he can go from doing this like kind of Turkish thing to then all of a sudden switching to his roots. He's making desserts. He's all over the place. Like, I think that, Lawrence, I think is a good pick.
Yeah. And then we've got Rhoda with the coffee chocolate chip. Brittany and Rhoda paired up on this one. Brittany is in the bottom because she didn't get enough coffee flavor in that. She did like a little dust, coffee dust within the tartare. I was confused because I think she said she wanted tartare and then she went and torched her lamb, which is not tartare. So what do you think happened there? Do you think post taping she went with the tartare because she roasted her lamb, like caught it on fire?
I don't know. Post taping, does she call it lamb tartare? Because in the beginning she's like, yeah, I'm going to do a lamb tartare, but that's in an interview where she says that. and she throws it on the grill. So I wonder if it was like burnt on the outside where she put all the coffee and she like kind of took that off. I'm trying to look back at the picture of it, and she kind of like took that off and called it lamb tartare because she didn't want to serve that burnt coffee flavor. But then she missed out on the coffee flavor.
Yeah, didn't have much coffee flavor.
That's exactly what it looks like she did. Spiced lamb tartare. So she calls it tartare probably when she gets to the front. She also threw a piece of meat. It still had the chine bone on it. So like it was still all connected. So it was going to be an absolute impossible piece of meat to slice really nice and put on the plate. So she should have taken the loin off, but it gets the best of us.
Seeger's in the bottom as well with the Madagascar vanilla beans. He did the strawberry snapper with cracked coconut and uni, which when he was describing it, I was like, oh, this is going to be a great dish. And then it came out too muddy and the flavors weren't just overpowered the dish. I don't know. I was kind of excited for Seeger's dish and then it kind of flopped. Sarah, sorry to say.
Yeah, I wasn't into it. I mean, I think it was a good idea to use the vanilla. And I think vanilla is one of my, I love vanilla with lobster. I think vanilla pairs really nicely with seafood. But yeah, that dish it looked weird to me. And those greens, the stewed greens looked so heavy for a little delicate piece of fish. It just looked off balance to me.
Dwen had an unseasoned, undercooked southern pecan crusted pork loin with peach and curry reduction. This one is some real issues with pork this season. People aren't really doing very well with the pork dishes this season. So I don't know what that is all about, but it seems like a bunch of these this year haven't been going so well.
Yeah, I mean, I will say they're 45 seconds left, and then she runs. She puts it in a cold saute pan when there's a smoking hot grill or even a smoking hot fryer. You could drop that thing in the fryer. And she throws it in a cold saute pan. So I doubt there was really only 45 seconds left. Nice editing, Top Chef. But it was what are you doing? Why are you're going to put it in a dry saute pan that's not even hot? So the moment I saw that, I felt like she was a bottom right there.
Yeah.
Bottom.
Yeah. I noted that too. And also she called out Mei Lin for her resting bitch face, which was great. It was very, very nice. Very bold of her to be at the judges table and say, hey, I remember your side eye. Always remember that. And she says, RBF is real for Mei Lin. I do think that Lawrence, Nana, and Sherry, how they were kind of celebrating about finishing early. It was good to see that Nana kind of figured out her timing. And she talked about that at judges table, was like, I wanted to get done early after what happened in the last week. And so that was good to see from Nana. 10,000 for Lawrence. He's got 15K already through 2 episodes. You've got to be anything else you want to hit on in the Quickfire. Rhoda, she did the coffee and chili rub pork loin with pan jus and tostones with dragon fruit salsa. Very interesting on the plate looking. It didn't get her in the top or the bottom. So like you said, Rhoda she's doing pretty much mistake-free cooking so far.
Yeah, I will say that there is never a time in my Top Chef, I would say probably in my culinary competition cooking history, that I have plated early and not stepped over to the person next to me and offered help. That's just the difference in who people are. Don't you want their finished dish to go up against your finished dish and see who's the best? I doubt they really had much time, probably 15, 20 seconds, but I would have been wiping plates and cleaning my station and finishing up. I never finished early.
Well, because isn't there kind of a credit system there? If you go and help someone else's dish when they need it, not that you're thinking strategy wise in there, you're thinking out of the goodness of your heart, right, Sarah? Yep. But also strategy wise, if you're in a time crunch later and Eric is like, hey, you helped me in the 3rd episode, I'm going to jump in and help you here. You're like, thank you. What goes around comes around, a little bit of karma, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But also Mei Lin and Kristen, they are serious chefs who have worked in very nice kitchens. And I would much rather them see my clean station when I went to present them food than a scrubby station. And presentation is everything, right? Those plates would have been perfectly wiped. I still would have been piecing little herbs on there. No, I never finished early.
We're done with the quickfire where the Talenti challenge, and as Maze has noted here in the chat, Sarah, you're so anti-ice cream that you're hurting our chances of a Talenti sponsorship. So thank you, Sarah. Would you like to redo that whole first opening segment, please?
Maybe I just said that I'm anti-ice cream. I didn't say I was anti-gelato. Okay, gelato is served at a lesser temperature. It's not held as cold. We also, I don't know how to say your name, so maybe you should send me some ice cream and then, or gelato, and I'll get it right.
We're nailing this. We're gonna get this. For sure, gonna get Talenti to send us some ice cream. Yeah, or a Talenti, whatever we're calling it. All right. The elimination challenge. We are going to the Fort Mill Puckerbutt Farms. Puckerbutt, I talked about it in the season 23 preview with you, Sarah. I was very excited about this. Predicted that they were going to do an Ed Currie episode. And I remember thinking this might be overpowering. It might not be a good episode. But Tom Colicchio, when I met with him last week before the premiere watch party, he told me, sitting down, he was like, it was an up and down season. I'm not going to lie. The next episode you're going to watch, Tom, it was some of the best food we've ever had on Top Chef. It was excellent. And so I had a little bug in my ear. I knew, okay, this episode with the spicy the reapers and the peppers, these chili peppers, it was actually going to be a great cook. So it kind of cut from a little bit of the tension and suspension. I knew a suspension of belief there. I knew it was going to come in and they were going to rock this episode. And by the way, if you haven't checked it out, I wrote a whole behind the scenes thing for packyourknives.com for subscribers on what it was like to interview Tom, Gail, and Kristen. I haven't talked to you since then.
No, I don't think so. Yeah. It's,
do you have any questions or any thoughts or what?
How awesome are they? So awesome.
Yeah.
The energy, the vibe that those three have is like so cool. I love it. Yeah.
They were great. Kristen was giving me so much good shit beforehand. She was like, Tom, don't give us any softballs. I want really hard questions. Like, give me the hard questions. And that's the opposite of normally when we get in these panels, everyone's before the panel. They're just like, hey, so if we can avoid this, or I'm not really great on this. And just kind of people are giving their landmines of how they want to go in different directions. Kristen was the opposite. She was super game for anything. And we had a great time. I had an awesome time, and the crowd was loving it. We had Nana there. We had Brittany Cochran there. We had Oscar Diaz there, and Jennifer was there. So 4 of the contestants were there, and they were having an absolute blast. The entire time they were cackling, laughing, and I kept turning around and looking at them. They were... did you guys do a live watch party in any of your 2 seasons? Like, did you guys watch any of the episodes live with an audience?
Justin and Kelsey and I watched one together at his restaurant, which was a lot of fun. I think Nene and I have watched some episodes together, but I think that was, I can't remember when maybe that was Tournament of Champions. I don't know, but I've watched with other people and it's a lot of fun, but I watch them live all the time. I throw parties at the restaurant and we watch whatever I'm cooking on. So yeah, but never with a bunch of other contestants, I think.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah. I had a great time. So go check that out at packyourknives.com. Take you behind the scenes and what it was like to interview them. And shout out to CRVA and the whole squad at Carolina Theater in Uptown Charlotte. It was out of commission, this theater in Uptown Charlotte, for 50 years, and they just reopened last year. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful space. Anyway, back to the Carolina Reaper episode. I have eaten a Carolina Reaper before. Ed Currie he's a local legend here in North Carolina. He, when we were doing this pepper challenge thing for ALS, he came out and brought out some Carolina Reapers, and a bunch of us ate habaneros. And during this, Sarah, here we go. For the YouTube watchers here, this is when I ate a dried Carolina Reaper for ALS research. We were at Le Batard Show as the opening Freedom 24-hour live show. We did 24 hours of content. And I said, if we at any point in this 24 hours raise $44,000 in honor of Lou Gehrig and Lou Gehrig disease, if we raise $44,000 in this telethon, I will eat a Carolina Reaper. And they did it in like 20 minutes. So here it is, Sarah, me eating a Carolina Reaper.
Tommy, eat it.
All right. Can we zoom in on this? This is a real thing. This is gonna happen here. This is Carolina Reaper. I love you, Mom. Let's go.
This is gonna be bad.
That looks just.
I don't.
No.
It's just horror. I mean.
Oh, you do this at like 9 hours in?
Don't rub your eyes. Don't rub your
God.
eyes. Do not rub your eyes.
20 seconds.
Can you feel it? Is it starting?
That was a hiccup.
It hasn't hit yet.
It hasn't hit yet, and you already can't speak.
All right, so I'm able to speak.
Are the Lakers done, Tom?
I think we can do this. I think the Lakers are done. LeBron James played. Oh my God.
Blueprint game for the Clippers tonight?
LeBron James has played. Hiccups.
Oh, no.
The hiccups are here. Not faking.
No, nobody thinks you're faking, Tom.
What are we supposed to do?
You have drinks in front of you. Go to them. Power chuggy.
I can't
50
talk.
playoff series. LeBron James has played 50 playoff series, and that's as many as Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant combined.
Oh, my God. You look like you're... And you still have to talk for like 14 hours.
I feel bad for you right now.
I asked you about the
No,
Clippers.
it's a great cause. IamALS.org/freedom. Kate Fagan, if we continue to donate, we will get to $88,888.
The hiccups are a development I wasn't expecting, and it makes it like I'm thinking to myself, this is really bad the way it is, but now let's add some hiccups. Are you hiccuping because of the pepper?
He's in bad shape.
I mean, how was he not going to be?
Just make sure to bring the microphone with you, though.
Yeah, bring the mic, and don't forget I asked you a
lift the
Clippers
mic.
question. Right.
All right, yeah. I had to take my hat
he's got
off.
snot
My
coming out of his
napkins.
nose.
This is
Snot has arrived.
Maze. If we can
Very
can
hot.
hit it here,
Yes, I mean it's the hottest pepper in the world. And
Sarah.
I'm
No
sorry
way.
that
There's
we have done this to
absolutely...
you.
I am too afraid
Terrible.
of the pain that follows to eat a pepper like that. Like, I wouldn't have even wanted to try them when they were all like, try these. Like, I love spicy food, but I don't want just pure straight heat. I have no interest in that at all.
Yeah. I wonder what kind of chasers they had, because if you're just eating like a little slice of one of these things, it's like radioactive. There's nothing to hide it. And so that's why chicken wings, it's kind of different, because you have the ranch or the blue cheese or the chicken itself, the fried chicken. You can actually hide a little bit of the flavor. I hope for their case that they had something to kind of cover
Melted gelato. I bet they were pounding melted gelato around the corner, just like gok, 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 gok.
So this is where I say it hurts twice when you eat something that hot. But for me, it came back up. It came back up. My body rejected it after like 20 minutes. I had to go find a bucket, and that's. For most people, that's how it goes after you eat a whole Carolina Reaper, is your just body is like, nope, this is a foreign object. This is not food. Get it out of my system. But for them in this challenge where they go to the farm and they're trying out the little peppers, I hope that they were able to cover it with something. Because if you're just eating a little sliver of Carolina Reaper or Pepper X or Ghost Peppers even, it's hell, Sarah. So that whole segment where they're trying with Ed Currie, trying these things out, you must have just been beside yourself.
I don't think they all ate them. I think some of them tapped out. I think some, because they were like, oh, well, some of them ate little, they're eating like little slivers. I think that they tapped out. I mean, they can't force you to do anything, right? Like, and I would want nothing to do with that. I would say no.
Yeah, because at a certain point, you're like, I can read the tasting notes. I don't need to actually taste it to understand what the Ghost Pepper or the Pepper X. Pepper X is the hottest pepper in the world. It's even hotter than the Carolina Reaper that made me hiccup in real time, took my voice away. I could not speak. If you saw that video, I tried to speak and nothing came out. Like I've never been something so spicy that my voice box shut down. But that's what happened. And for them on the show, it looked like Justin was really struggling. It looked like he had a Reaper slice. It seemed like this was just a bad idea to do that and blow your taste buds out. But a Carolina Reaper's 2 million Scoville. That's the unit of measurement of spice levels. Scotch bonnet is 100,000 to 350,000. Cayenne peppers are 30,000 to 50,000. And a green jalapeno is 2,000 to 8,000 Scoville. And so Ed Currie and Noah from Heatonist, they're joining them in a greenhouse to have this 7-course meal. And Sarah, they draw knives to draw the teams. And green team is Anthony, Brittany, Jennifer, Jonathan, Oscar, Rhoda, and Seeger. And then on the other side, you had Brandon, Dwen, Jossie, Justin, Lawrence, Nana, and Sherry. Did you at first glance feel like one team was superior to the other? Any first thoughts to how this elimination challenge opened?
I think that if I picked a team, I wanted the green team.
Yeah.
I mean, if I wanted to be on one of those teams, I would have gone on the green team.
Why's that?
I don't know. I just feel like
you and Rhoda, you just wanted to.
Maybe not so much Rhoda. I really like Anthony. I don't know. I felt like the vibe over there was going to be a little calmer, a little more chill, a little more focused. Yeah. So
remind me, in these sort of group challenges, where were you? Were you like kind of let everyone else figure this shit out and then I'm going to come in and cook an awesome dish? Or were you like Rhoda, where she says, I'm the oldest of 6 and I don't want to say the word bitch, or bully, but I was the leader of the pack, the motherly one. Yes.
It kind of depended on what the challenge was. A lot of times I would just be like, okay, well, I'll take whatever dish I want, whatever dish nobody else wants, and I would figure it out. But that's kind of how I cook. I just cook with whatever's there, and I kind of figure it out. And then the one time I spoke up and I was like, no, I want this dish. Top Chef made this big thing. Sarah's complaining. So, I kind of just, but I definitely am an organizer and a planner. And if anything, I was like, what do we still need to do? Who's not going to get their stuff done? I was always very concerned about the team completing everything, because if one of us goes down, we could all be in the bottom. And so I'm a big team player. It has to be the team effort. So
it looked like the green team had better chemistry, right? And better leadership. Rhoda was very much, I have immunity, and let's talk about this. She had immunity and she won this episode, which is another kind of badassery that is, that she didn't I'm going to coast here, let you guys do your thing, and I'll just pitch in where I can. No, she was leading that group. She was trying to make everyone organized. And so from top to bottom, I kind of feel like Rhoda has pitched a perfect game here in the opening 2 episodes. She finishes hers with a pepper short rib that I think it was Ed Currie who said it was a flavor explosion. And she had this immunity that it seemed like to me, she took that immunity and said, I'm going to be leading this because I kind of feel like with this immunity, I don't want to walk me through, if you had immunity in this challenge, how that would affect your gamesmanship. Because Rhoda seemed to just flourish in that role.
Well, I think she said I'll take the hottest dish. And then she wasn't too scared, because if she had to make hers so hot that it just was out of this world, she could. I think she was really smart about it. She did a braised dish. It also felt like she did something. She had to make a puree, jam. There weren't a lot of components on her plate. And once she got her pepper or her short rib in the oven, she probably had some time to help other people out. So she didn't pick an a la minute dish that had to be done ahead of time. Those are always smart plays when you just got to make sure you can get them in the oven in time. But Rhoda, I don't know. Rhoda, she's really good. She's really good. I mean, the one thing that I think we saw play out a lot, and this was with Sherry. Okay. I hated that when they all stood around and they were all tasting each other's dishes, that Sherry was like, well, I got to up mine. I got to make mine hotter. And then it pushed everybody else to be a little hotter, a little hotter, a little hotter. But then they didn't even think that the guy before, they didn't even think his was hot. They didn't even think Brandon was hot. He sat there and said, he's like, it's not going to be hot. They're not going to taste a lot of it. You're tasting one component, you're missing the whole component. And so I think that kind of lack of trust right there at that moment made everybody else, it was like a domino, right? Boom, boom, boom.
I was feeling for Sherry there. I kind of felt like she was bullied into having to raise her level of heat rather than Jonathan lowering or Brandon lowering his. Like they played up that factor where Brandon was like, I've already got this green jalapeno, this sauce or this topping, this tomato jelly, whatever he was making there to with the jalapeno, and it seemed like he was not willing to back down on that heat level. And then Sherry was like, come on, I feel like you're screwing not just me, but the whole team by coming out with like a pretty hot thing. And what you're saying is they didn't feel that at all. Like they didn't seem like it was too hot.
Yeah, they didn't see any of the heat. He had like we saw him put one dot on the plate, right? So he definitely came back because he said there's just going to be a few dots on there. So he definitely tempered it back. But I think what's really interesting about it is that his was the only cold dish, right? So here's how it works. Your tongue, when you eat cold food, you put it in your mouth and your taste buds go, right? Because cold things contract. So food does not taste as seasoned. It doesn't taste as spicy. It doesn't taste as sweet. It doesn't taste as salty. There's not as much acid. None of that counts as much when your food is cold. Here he is pouring liquid nitrogen on his plates, which made me a little scared that his tuna was going to freeze on the bottom. But here he is serving this super, super cold dish in a burning hot greenhouse, and he's just got a little bit of that spice on there. Like I was thinking it's not going to taste as spicy once it gets all that fat in there. And like, it's hard to taste one component and be like, oh my God, I got to readjust everything. I probably would have been like, well, I don't know. Like,
do you think that after he does the liquid nitrogen, it mutes the heat level? So they should have thought of that. Like, oh, I'm going to hit this with liquid nitrogen afterwards and it's going to get even colder. So it won't feel as hot. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about the spice level.
I think that's what he was thinking. I think he's thinking, I'm not going to put much on there. There was a lot of other components going on in there. He had like that tomato jelly. So that I'm sure that was like really cold. The tuna starch, there's tons of fat in there. Like there were a lot of things that were going to bring that down. And I think that serving it really cold was smart because he knew that it wasn't going to taste as spicy. Like if you make a sauce at home, you taste it when it's hot, but you plan on serving it cold, taste it again. It's not seasoned right. If you season it when it's hot, I promise you it's not good when it's cold. You got to taste it. You got to season it the way you're going to serve it. And so I think once all that went together.
Is there a food, Sarah, that you feel like hot or cold, it's just as good? Like I go right to pizza where people eat cold pizza and they're like, I'm fine with eating cold pizza. Is there something that you feel like whether it's hot or cold, I'm game?
Fried chicken.
Oh, good.
Yeah, fried chicken. Cheese. It's always going to be cheese. Yeah, cheese. Anything you ask me, I'm going to be like cheese. I love cold fried chicken. I like cold pizza too. I love cold Chinese food, like leftover Chinese food the next day. I actually prefer it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. But like a soup, you kind of feel like you want, like you can do a cold soup, but out of a can, I feel like is not nearly the same thing.
That's not the same. No.
Yeah. So when you look at the red team, Brandon and Sherry, it didn't work out very well. That whole dynamic kind of threw things off, but I feel like Lawrence's eggplant dish was possibly the best dish of the day, but because it was in the bottom team, he doesn't get the rightful recognition for it at the judges' table. So it seemed like going into Lawrence or going into Nana that things were going to be great for them because it seemed like they were rolling down the track, and then it kind of all fell apart there. Nana, Justin, and Jossie all in the bottom of this, and they were supposed to be the spiciest. So Sarah, what did you make of that? Like, it seemed like they were getting off to a solid start there, and then it seemed to go off the rails.
So I think that on the green team, they switched over to like heavier proteins earlier than the red team. So what happened is that the red team, they were like doing so good. They're coming in with that fish. They're coming in, and then they still are with fish with Nana. And then they're in chicken with shrimp for Justin. And then finally they get to lamb. So they're ability to use some of that heavy meat, I think, was lost, and like pairing the meat with the spice level, because that I think can take a lot more. I think they were like good up until there, and I think they just waited too long to get some like big, heavy, fatty meat. Because, you know, in course 5, green team, they switch over to the lamb. They have the lamb chop up against her sous vide fish. There's just no way that can stand up to it. Yeah. So.
And the cook, how about that? So Nana, like when she brings hers, Mei was like, this is sensational. She said that it was a stunner, and Tom gave the stink eyes of stink eyes when she said that, because his was not cooked properly. And Mei, I feel that's got to be the tough thing at judges table, is like, you got to stand on your business and be like, yeah, no, my dish was awesome. Like, it was perfectly cooked. It was a stunner of a dish. It's very rare you get that variance between reviews on a dish, but some of the people at that table hated Nana's dish, or really just did not care for it because of the cook.
I mean, what? So Nana ends up in the bottom, right?
Yeah.
And the other dishes in the bottom, Jossie, lamb is dry. You know, like Justin, chicken is flabby and undercooked. This speaks to the fact of Top Chef that you must nail the protein. You have to. It is the protein that all the time is like, I mean, I'm telling you, it can lose you a lot of money if you serve something undercooked. One piece of undercooked liver, and it'll take all your money from you. But yeah, I mean, like, I think they waited too long. I think, you know, I don't know that Justin's dish would have been any better if it was fried chicken as opposed to like the, you know, the grilled chicken. But it was definitely not a large portion. So I think that like their progression was off. I think their portion size was off. I think like, I don't want to eat up like diced leg of lamb, like braised. It's like one of the worst pieces of meat to try to braise. There's no fat. There's no connective tissue. Like you're not going to get that done in 90 minutes. There's no way. Like you could do it like a long, slow something, but there's no way you're going to get it done in that amount of time.
Yeah, look, can I ask you about the shrimp? So the shrimp stuffed chicken wings. So he deboned the chicken drum and the wing and the flat, and then he stuffed that with shrimp. What were your thoughts on that concept? And is there anything you need to think about when you cook that, flavor profile or just the texture? Anything you have to think about when you do that? Because that was a curveball for me.
I do think that it's easier to cook like a shrimp mousse than a chicken mousse. I also think it's easier to make a shrimp mousse in a hot outdoor kitchen than it would be to make like a chicken mousseline. But like, why are we doing chicken and shrimp in the 6th course of our progressive meal? It just didn't make any sense. Also, what a crazy dish. You have to serve, how many people did they serve? 6 people?
Yeah.
6? Yeah. You have to serve 6 people. You're going to each serve them 2 things, and you got to have some backups in case you drop one. So here he is, like, taking the time to debone all of this stuff, and he's got to make this. It seemed like a bizarre choice to me.
Yeah, you're right. The order just didn't really make much sense. You're going to bring a shrimp dish at the second to last portion there, and Jossie. Honestly, if you watch that video that we just showed of me chugging orange juice, it's because Ed Currie, Smokin' Ed Currie, from this episode, he recommended that if you're going to do spicy foods, the only thing that neuters the capsaicin is going to be citric acid. So lime juice, orange juice. And so when Jossie, who's a 2 out of 10, admittedly, a 2 out of 10 when it comes to spicy food and wants to come in at the end with the hottest dish and it gets muted, don't give a lime shot. A lime shot to cool you down. You better make sure that your dish is so hot that you got to take a lime shot in order to cool it down, or else it's just going to completely dial it down to where you're sitting there saying, why is this the last dish again?
Also, like, if you put a bunch of pepper and a bunch of, like, it's like putting like untoasted spices into something and then just expecting it to have this like beautiful complex flavor. They were just like putting ghost pepper or X pepper powder or whatever. They must have been trying to make that so hot, because I see them shaking like a 1/4 cup of hot sauce, and then they put like a tablespoon of like pepper powder in it. It must have had absolutely nothing. And they go back to those pictures of Jossie and he's like, tried it. He's like, oh, like it was so hot. But then all of a sudden, all you get is just like raw pepper powder or like raw hot sauce. There's been no time for everything to like meld together. So, yeah, I mean, I think Jossie was his own demise. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to do this super hot dish, even though I hate super hot food. And then his palate is going to think it's super hot. But his team obviously could have stepped up and been like, I don't know, Jossie, you sure? You sure?
At that
I
point,
will
do you
say,
want to step in? Yeah, go ahead.
No, I will say the dish that there were two dishes that I wanted to eat the most. It was Seeger's dish. I know it looks very, very simple, but I think I just love when a meal starts with an oyster. And I like the fact that it was spicy and it was gone. I think that was such here's spice, but it's gone. It didn't linger on your palate at all. I thought that was so smart. And that was part of that, that granita, just melting away on your tongue. It was hot. I liked it. I wanted to eat that. And I wanted to eat the eggplant. I wanted the eggplant. I'm just I'm over a short rib, man. I'm over a braised short rib. But I wanted that eggplant. With that rice. Oh, that rice looked so perfect.
And the Carolina style, they called it fabulous. Brought smiles to their faces. I think if that was pitted against Rhoda's, I think it'd be a real question which one was the better dish. But since they're on separate teams, and now that I talk about Rhoda, just visually stunning is, again, her dish in the first elimination challenge, visually stunning, super composed, the sweet potato dish. And then this one had the giant, was it a cayenne pepper?
Cayenne, like a charred cayenne, yeah.
You're never going to forget that dish when you see it. She has ability not just to match the flavor to the challenge, but also match the presentation. So you have a visually stunned. She's got the full package, and I'm watching it, and I'm just like, man, we've never seen someone. And we had Angelo in season 8 start off with an individual win and then a group challenge win in season 8 All Stars, and then Chewy in season 9 Texas had 2 team challenges, and that. It's not the same thing as what Rhoda is winning 2 individual challenges we're on the GOAT path right now.
I didn't think about it until you said it, but so I hate sometimes when they'll set the saucier down, or they'll do a sauce on the side, or they'll do something on the side, or even if they put just a lime wedge on it, how much lime do you want on it? How much sauce do you want on it? I just want them to complete the dish. Oh, mm-hmm. And this is how I want you to take the dish. But Rhoda putting a whole charred cayenne, that's smart, right? Because if their palates are blown, they can just taste a little nibble of it and be like, oh, this is the perfect amount of heat. But if they're ready for more, if they want some more pepper, they can eat half of that thing. So I didn't even think about how smart that was that she let them really pick the spice level of the dish, right? You want it to be hotter. Well, why didn't you eat the whole cayenne? I put the whole cayenne on, or your mouth is on fire. Just taste a little nibble. So, that, I don't know if there was gameplay in that, but if there was, kudos to her.
I think that's one of those things that can really hurt or can really help. If the dish didn't go very well, I think that Tom could have said something and we didn't know how much cayenne pepper to eat. You just gave us a whole cayenne pepper. What do you want to do? But because it was a good tasting dish, I think it saved her. Okay, so Sarah, we know Rhoda won, and then we had high scores for Jennifer. They really loved her crab soup. Was a real hit. We also got to see kind of how did you see this scoring system working, Sarah?
I think you're on the top team, they pick the top 3 dishes. You're on the bottom, they take the bottom 3. I think there were a few dishes from the bottom side that definitely could have been, bangers if they had been I think you could have taken some from each team and just made this fabulous, fabulous meal. I saw a lot of under the bus. That's what they're calling it. We had a whole little song we used to sing in the kitchen, and, they just go after Jossie. They're just not willing to let him, they're not going to stand up for him. They're just oh, we all wanted it spicier. We all had to fix his dish in the end. He wanted to do it even though he doesn't like spicy food. We had to put more in there. I didn't like that part of the team. I didn't like that team.
Yeah. Well, the red team, we saw Nana, Justin, and Jossie in the bottom. Justin and Nana get the -3 in our scoring system, and Jossie is just done with -10 for Team Tom. Sara, you're just like Eric last year. I got off to a really bad start last year. You won this episode 23-9. Overall is 59-27. Look, I had to give, with your blessing, I gave Lawrence, Sherry, and Seeger and Brandon 2 points each for being in the middle rather than being -3 for being in the bottom team. Just felt that was fair. You're cool with that?
Yep, totally cool.
Okay. So that's how I scored it. It just seemed like this was a great second episode. I think it's off to a great start. I think I hear you on the whole. They're playing up the twin and the couple aspect to this. I think probably out the chute, they're trying to play it up so that people kind of understand the dynamics this season versus previous seasons. They're trying to hit it early and then maybe they ease off the pedal a little bit going forward. But overall, Sara, I feel pretty good about where things are standing, despite me losing Jossie in the second episode.
I love where things are standing. I think it looks great for me. I mean, I feel bad for you, but this is the experiment. It's the first blind pick ever. So I probably would have picked differently if I had seen, the first episode, and we probably would have been fighting over Rhoda if we had seen the first episode.
That's right. That's exactly right. I still feel good about Anthony. Feel really good about Anthony. Obviously not about Jossie, but Oscar and Anthony, I'm going to ride them. I'm going to keep riding them for the rest of the way. But we'll see how things shake out here. Next episode, little teaser here. Emerald Lagasse is going to be joining us, not us on Pack Your Knives, but we've got something special planned here at Pack Your Knives for the next episode that Sara and I are going to link up. Yeah, my name on this episode is Tom Habanero. I just realized that I did that. So next week we'll have a special episode of Pack Your Knives. We won't reveal too much, but we got something cooking, and it'll be very fun. So stay tuned on that. And also be sure to check out Track Your Knives, the companion podcast for this one with, with Carly and Kendra. They did a great job breaking down the power rankings and the new fantasy leagues. And it's something that I'm going to be tracking all season long, and you should too. So go listen to that, as well as our interview with Chef Coleman, Chris Coleman, who is our opening guest for the 6-part series with Savor Charlotte edition, special episode with a local legend here in Charlotte who is the executive chef and owner of Goodyear House here in Charlotte. And also has beaten Bobby Flay, has been a Chop champion, has been on a bunch of these shows, and can speak to what it's like to be behind the camera versus, in the kitchen. So go check that out from Chef Chris Coleman in the feed. Sara, anything before we go?
No, just excited. There's some people who have liked your power rankings. I'm hoping I get to serve you dinner soon. So you guys all get on there. It's a lot of fun. That's like such a little fun sidekick. I love it. It's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Tom Haberstroh, and this is Pack Your Knives.